I think a lot of people are overrating this Denver Broncos defense. I think that if you look at what they did in the second half of the season, they gave up 26 points to the Marcus Mariota-led Commanders. They gave up 26 points to the Packers. They got blown doors and gave up 34 points to Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. And I think this Patriots offense is better than all three of those. Like, I think this Patriots offense is much better in a lot of cases than all three of those. And this Denver Broncos team was not great at getting turnovers this year. They were -3 in the turnover differential. They only had 14 takeaways all year. The last two teams you played had 29 and 23. So, like, I think this Denver Broncos defense was really good at the beginning of the year and has very much so since cooled off and is very beatable. I think Riley Moss is a very easy target to attack when you're on offense because he's terrible at coverage, even though he's their number 2 corner. And so I also just don't think – I think the Will Campbell injury has been tough against the last 2 pass rushers because I think Will Anderson and Khalil Mack in particular are both really good power rushers. And Taylor Kyles was on with Jones and Keefe earlier this week and made a really good point about how Will is having a tough time anchoring the same way he was at the beginning of the year, and that's primarily, I think, because of the injury. And so I think against a guy like Nick Bonito, who's much more of a finesse rusher, he'll be a little bit better. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be a little bit better. And I just think this offense is going to look way better this week. I called my shot last week thinking they'd score 30 on the Houston Texans. They got to 28. I think they'll get to 34 this week against the Denver Broncos, and you're looking at a 17-point win, and we're off to the Super Bowl.
17.
Was that the number of firings in the NFL? Oh, no, Scheim, that was 10.
He missed on that one. It was just
I nailed the Mike Tomlin.
Right, and the Niners pick.
Yes.
Just Mitch, make sure that we're clipping that so that we have his prediction for the game.
Go
for it.
17-point win. I'll just jump in here because you bring up Will Campbell, and Wiggy yesterday on this show brought up snap count and how things are going to be out there in Denver. And that to me that's what I asked. We talked about it briefly earlier, so little air out of the balloon on that. But you are not concerned with the struggles that Will Campbell has had, and you add in the noise that is there at that stadium and the issues that O-line may have, especially on that side,
right,
with giving Drake May the time that he needs.
I am. There's a concern. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm definitely concerned.
That's what makes me nervous. That's the one part of the Patriots game that worries me.
But that's on Josh McDaniels to understand and say, okay, we have to do a better job of chipping. And Scheim,